It is Wednesday, February 3. Welcome to CGN News. Anyone wanting to leave Trinidad and Tobago on a Caribbean Airlines CAL flight will need an exemption from the Ministry of National Security, the carrier said Monday. CAL, in a customer advisory that takes effect immediately, said that all departing passengers must adhere to the new online exemption process implemented by the Ministry of National Security under the country's COVID-19 measures. CAL added that passengers may obtain online exemptions up to the time of check-in. The state-owned airline also encouraged all passengers to verify the entry requirements and other important travel information for their intended destination. Prime Minister of Barbados, Mia Mottley, announced on Tuesday that India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi has agreed to give the island 100,000 Oxford AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccines. In an address to the nation on the eve of a February 3 to 17 lockdown, Ms. Mottley said the logistics were being worked out to get the vaccines soon. Frontline workers, the elderly, and those considered members of the vulnerable population will be vaccinated first. Mottley had previously announced that the Ministry of Health would conduct health checks during the lockdown. She said ministry officials would be knocking on doors to survey occupants about their health and checking for symptoms of COVID-19. Puerto Rico is slated to receive more than $6 billion in federal funds to help prepare the U.S. territory for future hurricanes and other disasters, officials said Tuesday. The money assigned by the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development would be used for infrastructure projects and economic development, among other things, Governor Pedro Pierluisi said. In addition, Puerto Rico now has access to $3.2 billion to continue rebuilding from hurricanes Irma and Maria, said Pierluisi, who praised the administration of U.S. President Joe Biden for acting quickly. Congress has assigned $67 billion to help with reconstruction efforts after the hurricanes devastated the island in September 2017, but of the $43 billion obligated, Puerto Rico has only received $18 billion amid concerns over how the money would be spent. Caribbean American Democratic Congresswoman Yvette Clarke has been appointed chair of the U.S. House of Representatives Homeland Cybersecurity, Infrastructure, Protection and Innovation Subcommittee. This subcommittee legislates and oversees programs of the U.S. Department of Homeland Security's mission in cybersecurity and infrastructure protection. It will enhance greater collaboration on cybersecurity across the 16 critical infrastructure sectors and the sharing of cyber threat information between the private sector and federal, state, and local partners, said Clarke, the daughter of Jamaican immigrants. Clarke, who represents the 9th Congressional District in Brooklyn, New York, told CNC that she's honored to serve. More than 600,000 lives have been lost to COVID-19 in Latin America and the Caribbean since the pandemic began, according to an AFP tally on Tuesday from official sources. The region, which encompasses 34 countries and territories in South and Central America and the Caribbean plus Mexico, has recorded 601,256 deaths, the second highest number of virus fatalities after Europe. Brazil and Mexico account for about half the region's coronavirus deaths, which hit over 500,000 by the end of December. Globally, the pandemic has claimed more than 2.2 million lives since December 2019. The United States has by far the highest toll of more than 446,000. Lawyers working with immigrant families detained by the U.S. government for more than a year say they're worried the families could be deported as soon as this week. 6 parents and 6 children could be placed on deportation flights as early as Wednesday, even though they continue to fight to win asylum, the lawyers said. The families say they were unfairly denied protections under several policies enacted by former President Donald Trump's administration that courts later prohibited. Hundreds of people have been deported in the early days of President Joe Biden's administration, including a woman who was a witness to the 2019 massacre at a Walmart in El Paso, Texas. A federal judge barred Biden from enforcing a 100-day moratorium on deporting most people in the U.S. without authorization. A Moscow court yesterday ordered Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny to prison for more than 2.5 years, finding that he violated the terms of his probation while recuperating in Germany from nerve agent poisoning. The ruling ignited protests in Moscow and St. Petersburg. Navalny, the most prominent critic of President Vladimir Putin, had denounced the proceedings as a vain attempt by the Kremlin to scare millions of Russians into submission. After the verdict that was announced about 8 p.m., protesters gathered on St. Petersburg Main Avenue. The ruling came despite massive protests across Russia and Western calls to free the 44-year-old anti-corruption campaigner. Police in Myanmar have filed several charges against the elected civilian leader Aung San Suu Kyi following Monday's military coup. She has been remanded in custody until February 15, police documents show. The charges include breaching import and export laws and possession of unlawful communication devices. Her whereabouts are still unclear, but it has been reported that she is being held at her residence in the capital, the BBC reports. India has accused foreign individuals and celebrities of sensationalism after a tweet on Tuesday by pop superstar Rihanna extending support to protesting farmers drew global attention. Hours after the singer's tweet, teenage climate activist Greta Thunberg and the U.S. Vice President's niece, Mina Harris, also tweeted support for the farmers. Their widely shared tweets went viral, garnering thousands of responses. Farmers have been protesting at Delhi's borders against new farm laws. Rihanna's tweet linked to a story about the internet blocked at the protest sites. She tweeted, quote, "Why aren't we talking about this?" end quote. The pop superstar's tweet to her 101 million followers sent her name to the top of social media trends in India. Her post drew a global outpouring of support. That's it for CGN News. I'm Scott Wilson. Thanks for watching.